Hey there, it's Tiffany from Let's Get Scrappy, and this is part 2 of our Waterfall Folio tutorial. So with this tutorial, I already did the cover, just the base of it, which is really easy. Again, this is a quick, easy project and a great way to use up scraps. So now what I'm going to show you is how I do the waterfall. And you can do this however you want to. Like literally my measurements are always different. It depends upon my scraps. So typically I like to leave a 1/8 inch border, but if my scraps dictate that I need a bigger border because I don't have wide enough scraps, that is how I do my book. So with whatever scraps I have, I separate them by size. So I will put all my long pieces together, then the short, chunkier pieces together, and that's how I determine what, what type of book I want to make with the scraps that I have. So for this one, and your whole book can be, for this example, could be just all white. You don't even need the matte here. You can just build white pages on here, call it good, and then matte on top of the white if you want. But I'm doing this baby blue, and I'm going to actually match my flaps with the size of the matting. So it's going to look like that. So in this case, I have 5 pieces that are 4 1/4, 4 1/4, by 4 3/4, because I'm gonna score at a 1/2 inch on that side and fold it, and then it will be a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 square. And my base here is 4 1/4, so that everything lines up. This is what I'll attach my waterfall pieces to, and then I'll have a pocket at the bottom. And before I do that, I already scored. Goodness, if you guys could see me, I am like tripping all over the place. Just a hot mess down here. So I'm just reminding myself, do not stick that down before putting the ribbon on, because I pretty much do it every time. So again, 5 of these, 4 1/4 by 4 3/4, score it 1/2 inch. We're gonna fold it and then just crease the fold like so. Let me move this out of the way. And then we are going to stick our first one down. So I always start at the top. And I line up at least one side, because I don't know if you guys have this issue, but sometimes my cutters are not all the same. And then I just take that off. I'm trying really hard not to shake the table, but it's not working. Okay, so there is the first one, and again, I wrote down to tell myself to put my tie closure on there. But you don't have to do a ribbon. You could do magnets. You don't have to do anything. I just like things to be sealed when I go to close something. So on these, I already glued these down. And again, I'm just leaving I cut it 1/8 inch shorter than the 4 1/4, so I cut it at 4 1/8 inches. But you can do it where you have a 1/4 inch shorter, and so your decorative paper is 4 inches. Totally whatever your preference is. And that's the great thing about doing this, because I do like having the smaller border, but it looks fine with a larger one too. And again, if my scraps dictate that that's the size it's gonna be, I just go with it. Okay, so we have one more here. And for me, I've said this before on my other tutorials, I do like to have a base for my waterfalls, because I do try to line it up, but it's not always perfect. So as you can see right there, it doesn't totally match. But see how you could have like a seam? I don't know if you guys can see that right there. And if you don't have, so say we put that on the white and I left that, I will have white showing through. And I don't like that. I could have got that a little bit tighter, but just going with the flow on this one. I like it at this end. So all I do, gosh, if I can get it, is just peel up a little bit so that I have time to line it up. If you're using wet glue, you obviously have a little bit more time to play with it and get it stuck down, but I think I got this. I'm pretty sure I got this from Rosa Kelly's videos. She does this all the time. And I was like, hey, I like that. Still doesn't help me. I always mess up. But I probably would mess up more if I didn't do it. I know. Have I been out of frame this whole time? I haven't been paying attention. So pretty soon you guys are going to say, Tiff, we're good. We don't need any more tutorials from you. Okay. So I think this is our last one. That would be so mean. But it would be funny at the same time. Okay. So I have that. And then here is where we want to make sure we have our ribbon down. So this is what I have chosen to go on here for mine, but I'm going to do a ribbon first. And then all I do for the pocket, let me just grab something here. What do we want? I'm trying to decide what paper we want over there for the pocket, because I did not do that yet. So I don't want that. And I'm very picky about it too. So I kind of like ending with the grass. In my mind, that's grass, just in case you were wondering. Okay, so that is what we are going to do. Let me see. Yes, and we're going to flip it. Okay, so I have our master plan. So let me... I'm just trying to figure out how much I want that. So I'm going to do 3.5. And we are cutting that to 4 1/8. Okay, so that is going to be like that. Now we need some of the green as a pocket. And we are going to do... Sorry, you guys probably can't see this, can you? Nope, you can't. Of course not. Just, you know, have you staring at a video that has nothing on it. Okay, sorry. So my trimmer is just offset. So we are going to just glue this down. This is going to give us our pocket. So let's grab the glue. And totally up to you again. You can do white on the back here or more decorative paper, but again, I'm using up scraps, so I don't have a ton left to use, so I will probably leave that just plain blue. We'll see. I might add just white. And then again, depending upon once I'm done with the total project, if I still have scraps left to do the little strip there, I will do that because I think it looks more finished when you don't have big chunks of the blue showing. Okay, and then I want to do, where is it? I do have one more thing somewhere. Okay, let me see. Okay, we are going to switch and use this. So I had this already pre-done. Yep, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm just going to, so you guys can see, I just added, so I had a little bit of blue showing through here as a border. And then this die that I have, this just a little lacy trim. It's all just glued there. And I'm going to glue down the 3 sides. Oh my goodness, he always comes in when I'm doing a video. Goodness gracious. That would be my husband. And I don't even know, we're such a night owl family. It is probably like 1:30 in the morning. But I have 1 day left of vacation and I am taking full advantage of it, staying up all night long crafting. So, okay. So now this is what that looks like, and then I'll add some embellishments down here. But can't lose my pen to the glue. Now we will add the ribbon. And I typically just do like 10 inches for these little, it's better to have too much than not enough. So it will look like that. We're going to put this one on the bottom here. And you can measure with your ruler to get centered. Typically I don't. I will just eyeball it. But you could totally do that. And then I just add, I have literally made a mess. I don't know what's going on right now. So I just add a little bit over the next piece. Again, just to make sure it is really secured on there. And then we need one more piece. And I just use my mat as a guide for how long I need it to be. This really is a mess. Goodness gracious. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stick this down, but I will and I am just winging this, so I don't have any instructions written down or anything. We are just going with the flow. And that might not work for you guys, but that's what we're doing right now. So I'm just putting my ribbon on here, matching it up with the bottom. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but just somewhat where it's supposed to be. Then I will add just a little bit more, and then we will stick down top. And just how we did the pockets in the waterfall, that's exactly how I do the pockets on the other side as well. So literally, I mean, this is the tutorial. You can add flaps. I've seen where, and if you're going to, you do that before you lay down your waterfall, but you can add a flap that goes this way. I've seen where people have added a flap that, you know, covers the whole side, but it goes up. Whatever your preference is, this is just a great project to play around and do whatever you need to based on your scraps. So I do not go and just say I'm making a waterfall folio. I do that when I have scraps. Let's see, I want it this way. And that's how I determine, you know, I have probably like 4 different type of projects that are great for scraps. And that's, you know, what I look at and I determine based off of the size paper I have. But this is the typical size that I will use. Is this 4.5 by 8.5. Okay, we're gonna take that off, and I really hope that I'll be able to get this on there nicely. Usually, you know, when you're crafting, you can stand over your project and everything, but with the way the lights and the camera is, I can't do that. And I do like to just put a dab in there, again, just to secure the ribbon. So it looks like this, and cross your fingers. Oh my goodness gracious. So can you guys still see? Yes, you can. I can't. I really cannot see. Okay, let's try it this way. It is not with the way the lighting is. It's really hard for me to see this. And I did forget when I did the base that I cut my matting a little bit smaller than I usually do. So if I was going to do this again, you know, I just did a little bit, basically it was 7 7/8 that I had cut the matting, the white part. And I would have cut that a little smaller because, let me just show you guys. See how you could see just a little hair of the white there. Again, it's not a major thing, but I don't like it. So I would do it different next time. And then we would just tie that up. But we go through, and the next video will be the walkthrough, because literally all I'm going to do is decorate this now, but I just cut a piece for my spine, and then I have the other side here, and I just, for the pockets, and again, it depends upon how many pockets you want. So I have my scrap piece of paper there. I have another scrap that I will bring down to right about there. So that's going to create a pocket because I'm only going to glue this yellow piece on the 2 sides. And then I will do the same with the green here. So it'll be the same thing. So I hope that you guys were able to follow this, because I have no clue until it's over with, and I don't rewatch my videos because I cannot stand listening to my own voice. So you guys are just gonna have to let me know. I'll do another one later if for some reason this was not as simple as I think it is. But like I said, my sister Scrapper, she's the one who created this. That's where I followed it, so she has the best tutorials. So just stay tuned to see the finished project. I will do a walkthrough for that, but this is as simple as it can get. Like I said, you could do whatever size you want. You could do one pocket, you can do an angled corner pocket, no pocket, and just a picture. Totally your preference. So I really hope that you guys like this and were able to follow the instructions. I can put some more details in the description if needed. So if I did miss something, let me know. Hopefully you guys give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so that way you can see future projects. Thanks for watching. Bye.